Okay, well, I just talked to Mommy. She said it's going to be okay. I mean, I wanted to always give her the option. Hey, if she wants it installed, I'll install it. It doesn't really matter to me, other than if it was just up to me, I would have went with the smaller one, the 20-inch, because then it would be about 5 inches or so off of the wall, 5.5 inches off the wall. Instead, now it's only going to be a couple inches off the wall. You know what I mean? Because the center, I told you, was 16 inches from here over. And so if I take that, it's going to be almost 14 inches, 13.25 inches from the center of that over to the edge. It'll still fit. It'll still give plenty of light and stuff. Nobody's ever really going to notice that it's bigger or that they have two different ones. And if it's too much light, you can put a dimmer switch on. I've got a dimmer switch on this one. I wanted a dimmer anyways. It's still gonna be fine. But if you had your choice, and if they had one at the store that's 27.25 or 20.25, I would choose the 20-inch one, and it would fit up in there. I don't know, maybe aesthetically a little bit better. This is in a guest bathroom upstairs. Nobody generally goes in here that often. As you can see, I've been using this. We're moved in here now, but I'm not 100% done. That's because I'm still doing all these videos. Until I get done with all these videos on a condo renovation episode, whatever. When I get all done, of course, this is all going to be done. I still got things to do in this bathroom. I'm going to have to ultimately paint this. We're going to take this this glass tub enclosure down, and I'll have to patch the holes with, I don't know, with some caulking or something the same color as the tile maybe. And then I'm going to get a one of those shower curtain rods. Instead of going straight across, it bows out and gives you a little bit more elbow room when you're taking a shower. You know, those kind, that's the best kind to install. Whenever you're installing a shower rod, don't do the straight ones that go straight across. Do the ones that bow out. That always is nice. It gives you a little bit extra room. It's bowed here, it gives you a little bit extra room there, and then your shower curtain flops in there. You still got enough room between your toilet and the edge of your tub and all that. Okay, so here I've got my little step ladder. You always got to be safe when you're doing stuff like this. Okay, and I got the one. This one happens to be Costco. I forget where we got that. I think we got it at the Home Depot. It's got the nice top bit on it, and there's 3 steps. And the thing I like about the 2 bottom steps are they're really wide. Don't get the ones that are narrow. That's an ankle buster, and you're liable to fall off it or twist your ankle or something like that. Get something safe like that, and something with the top thing on there and stuff. And so before I do anything, what's my next step? Taking this apart, making sure the globes are all nice and nothing's broken before I install the base. All right, guess it's time to get busy. Okay, I pulled all of these glass tubes out of here and pulled them out of the plastic bubble wrap cover. Made sure that all of them did not have any cracks or anything, so those are all good to go. And then I saw all kinds of other things in here. Look at this. There's different little crystals in here, and I'm like, what the heck? I thought it was just etched on the glass. But you see, on the light fixture itself, in those glass little containers, there's all these crystals that you put in there. Little glass deals, and some of them are smaller than the others. And there's directions in here for that. See, we set the one glass piece on just flat down on the ground, and then you put an A crystal in, and then a B on top of it somehow, and then you twist the glass, put another A, put another B. Just follow the directions, see, until you fill it all the way up. and then it's going to look like that. And then you take that, and then we're going to set those on here. Okay, and on each one of those, at the end, it says tear off the paper from the tape on glass cover at the bottom. See there? You pull that little bit off, and there's a little bit of sticky to there, so that when you set it down on top of this, it kind of depresses in there. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave those on there for now, because later on down the road, I'm going to paint in there. And when I paint the ceilings and the walls and everything, I'm going to end up taking this light fixture down. But for the time being, there's no light in there now, and it doesn't really take me that long to install a light fixture. So later on down the road, like I say, when I paint, I'll take the cover off here, I'll take the light fixture off, the mirror off. If we got towel bars or anything, there used to be a little cabinet above the toilet, right in there, and then I'll end up taking the door down so that I can paint all this. Yeah, I probably should have done it before now, but I thought, I got plenty of time now. Mommy's got a couple of her grandkids coming, and we've got to get this bathroom all set up for them. And so later on down the road, yep, I'm going to take that light fixture down. And it won't be that difficult to take it down. That's why on those, when I put it up, I'm going to leave those without that tape. And there's plenty of room in there for it not to come out of that groove. See, that groove is, I don't know, at least half-inch tall there. Okay, and I started looking at this. Here's the back plate, and then see it's got these screws on there to install this body on. And on this particular one, see how it's got a notch in there, like an L-shaped notch, and they got that on all the screws. So theory has it, after I get that up there, I can leave these screws backed out just a little bit, leave the screws out, or leave the screws in this here. Then I can hold that whole thing up there, slide it up, and then slide it over, and then it will hold. This thing's kind of heavy, and some of these usually will just have a screw hole and a screw hole. Okay, then you've got to hold it up there, hold your mouth just right, get your screws set up in there and all that kind of stuff. Because see like this, like this light fixture here, there's no notch on there, right? It's just a hole. So you got to put it up in there, fish for the hole. Usually, lots of times you'll have a light fixture that goes above your bathroom sink, which is called a vanity sink when you're talking about a bathroom, and it doesn't have that notch. So I'm kind of liking that. And then I'm noticing here, see, you got your white wire, and then there was a separate black wire. Don't concern yourself with all these other wires that are all connected. You don't have to do anything with those. But see, here's the black and white, and then here's the ground wire. So when I get up there, I'm going to hold that whole thing up with the ground wire, and the ground wire is screwed into the base, see? So when I hold that up there and get the ground wire attached, this ground wire is going to hold the whole fixture up there. If you got somebody helping you, you could have somebody hold it while you're attaching all the wires. And I might have Momi come in here and help me with that if she's around. If not, I'll do it myself. But see, I'm going to have to be real careful, because once I do this one and put it up there, theory has it, it's just going to hold with the wire nut on there, and this going down to there, and I can let go of it. Okay, and I'm looking at this base, and remember, well, see this base here, that's where our mounting screws are going to go, probably, depending on your light fixture box. I wish they had this lots of backing plates. This piece here goes all the way around without a screw hole right there, because if you have a box, and I just installed this cut-in box, and see where it's got the where it's got your mounting screws. I tried to line that straight across, and I was saying, hey, if that's slightly off, I can always adjust this box because it's a cut-in box. And I installed that. I put that on my channel too, how to install a cut-in light fixture vanity box or something like that, how to install a light fixture cut-in box, go to my playlists. And to get to my playlist, you go to my main YouTube channel page, and go down there where it says playlists. It'll say videos, something, and then it says playlists about and all kinds of other things that are all about the channel. You click on playlists, and then it will take you to another page, and it'll have all of my electrical things all together on a playlist. I got maybe 50 different topics on my YouTube channel. Just scroll through the playlist. If you want to ever find something, say, oh, hey, look, he's got this. And then you scroll down through the many videos I have in each playlist, and then you can find my videos that way. Okay? But if this doesn't line up, and if I don't have enough room to move it around, once I get that up there first, then I'll have to take it down, and because that's a cut-in box, I can undo those screws and then swivel that to the right or left a little bit and then tighten that back up if those aren't perfectly straight. Okay, I wasn't really too concerned about that. I did a pretty good job though, I think. I eyeballed out. I should have, after I put it in, just for kicks, I should have measured from the ceiling down to the screw on both sides and lined it up that way in case the mounting bracket was different than my other mounting brackets. Because see, these mounting brackets for these types of light fixtures here, this little ring went all the way around in case you have your mounting, if you have your screws and your ceiling box, if that's not perfectly straight, if it's at an angle, you just line it up, and maybe you got a screw here and there, or there and there. You know what I mean? If it's slightly off, and if you don't have a cut-in box up there, if you can't move that, and if it's in between here, let's say, maybe you just have to take your drill bit and make that hole a little bit bigger so you got just enough slop to move this, you know, drill that a little bit bigger, drill that a little bit bigger. If your screw hole ends up being in between here where this is, you're going to have to get your drill bits out and drill a couple holes there, you know, depending on what size your box is. Or on this one here, because this is longer, you can install other screws here and here directly into the sheetrock. And see, they even give you some little plastic anchors in the bag here. And here's the plastic anchors and some screws for that. Okay, and I'm gonna have to look. No, these screws are the mounting screws that are gonna go right here, okay, into the box. And these are the screws that would go into there, into those plastic anchors if you want to do that. Okay, for my purposes, I think I'm just gonna go with these two screws right here and be done with it. Later on, after I get done painting and stuff, when I get ready to install this, depending how tinny this is, and if it feels wonky by just having these two screws, maybe I'll install those later. If you're going to do something like that, make sure you don't poke into a plumbing pipe or a vent or, you know, some silly thing like that. There's always a right and wrong way to install plastic anchors. Okay, here's my ground screw here. Okay, for that box and all that. Okay, so I always like to kind of get a light fixture out. All light fixtures are installed slightly differently, and I always kind of peruse the direction sheet and stuff. And incidentally, when I get done with this project, I'm going to save this little booklet, because if any of the bulbs, none of these are light bulbs, by the way, all the bulb, believe it or not, is this little doohickey right here. These are LED lights, and if one of those ever burns out, you probably unscrew this little thing, pull it out, replace that. And if you save your little booklet, it'll probably give you the phone number. See, here's a phone number right there. It gives you troubleshooting on here. It gives you a website on here in case you ever need to order something later. Let's say somebody knocks one of these over, or you're replacing it, or somebody's roughhousing in there, one of those gets broken. Well, you got an 800 number here and the website, and maybe you can just order one little globe. Okay, so I always try to save whatever comes with your light fixture, and then look at that, review it a little bit before you install it. Okay, so now that I got everything, I feel pretty comfortable installing this. Am I a licensed electrician? Heaven forbid. No, I'm not a licensed electrician. I don't need to be a licensed electrician to install this. All I need to do is make sure that power's off. Okay, don't be hooking up anything on a light fixture that has power up there. As long as you got your light switch off, I usually will turn my light switch off. And this one happens to have a dimmer switch on here, and there's no paddle to turn on and off. When you take this dimmer down to there, you have to do one more little umph like that to make sure it's off. If you don't have the paddle and you think, oh yeah, I got it off, I got it down to there, well, the power is still on up there at the light fixture. Okay, so make sure you got it off. Some people say, hey Joe, when you turn your light switch off in the bathroom, you still have power up there on your white neutral wire. Okay, because the neutral wire is not connected to your single pole light switches. If you've ever installed a light switch, you know that most light switches are only installed with the black power wires. Okay, and so technically, should I turn this off at the breaker? Yeah, I probably should. But I don't normally do it. I just turn this off. I've never shocked myself. I've done this hundreds of times. I've never shocked myself by just having the white wire exposed up there at any one time, let's say. And but if you feel you want, turn your breaker off all the way, there won't be any power up there, and then you can install that light fixture. It doesn't take you that long to install it. Read the directions, look at some of my videos. I've installed all kinds of light fixtures, and I've got all kinds of stuff on my YouTube channel, on my playlist under electrical. Okay, and I've got all kinds of other electrical things too. So if you ever want to know how to do something electrically, go to my main YouTube channel and click on playlist, scroll down to everything electrical or electrical know-how or something like that, and everything that I've ever done electrically on my YouTube channel that I've posted will be on there. Okay, these light fixtures, they're going to be on there. Installing those, installing three-way switches. I installed a three-way switch, a lit three-way switch. I think I relocated that. That three-way switch was over here, and I relocated it over to there because I wanted it lit at night for here. And then I got a three-way dimmer light switch. I installed that. That's my YouTube channel. All these light fixtures on my YouTube channel. In fact, everything that I end up doing on this condo renovation will be on my YouTube channel. So you can go to playlist, and then scroll down to condo renovations episodes, renovation episodes or something like that. And click on there, and everything I've ever done in this condo will be up there. Installing smoke alarms, painting, tearing out carpet, tearing out countertops, all kinds of stuff. Painting doors, installing doors, adjusting doors, installing doorknobs, all, everything. All right. So onward and upward, it's time for me to install that mounting bracket. Just this. That's all I'm going to be concerned about for the first step, or the next step.